Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Remud podcast,
It's
the
been a
greatest
while.
ReZero podcast of all time.
2020 and now 2021. We've made it into the new year.
Hell yeah. You can't really see me, but I'm dabbing. Dabbing our way through.
No,
Remember, 10,000 likes and Mo face reveal. And you know what? We'll make it a dab reveal.
I will be dabbling. I'll be dabbing in my Subaru costume with a face reveal.
damn. This is I think is this the first podcast since the winter season has started?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot that's happening.
Yeah, the big winter season of like so many sequels and so many shows.
Is
Oh.
AOT final season considered winter? Because I feel like we did talk about some of the episodes.
It is winter, but it started like a lot earlier than the other shows for some reason.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
What do you call JJK? Because like the second half started now, right? But it's still a fall show.
I still consider it a fall show.
Yeah, it's like core 2.
Yeah,
it only had like a 3-week break, so
that's true.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, we haven't watched the latest episode of JJK, so we're still gonna put it on pause.
Moose told me, so I won't say anything.
Yeah, but I feel like what do we have to discuss? We have Slime. We have.
Oh, you guys! Oh, nice.
Yeah, we saw episode 1. We have AOT. We have
ReZero,
the flagship of our channel.
Flagship. Even though we started as the best ReZero podcast, I'm dreading discussing it.
Why?
It was. Can we just start with that?
Yeah, I want to just start. Let's just start. It's episode what? It's episode 2.
Episode 2, part 2.
Episode 2, part 2 of season 2.
Okay. Spoiler alert, we are going to be covering episode 1, episode 2 of ReZero part 2, season 2, covering episode 1 of Slime, and we're covering the most recent episode of AOT final season. So just spoiler alert. Let's not go into the plot. I just want to hear
if you haven't watched ReZero, don't. But if you're already in it, then
it's okay.
You have to go all the way.
You have to go.
Exaggeration. This is a gross exaggeration.
To not watch it?
Yeah.
I want to be a slight judge. I'm going to be a referee to this boxing match that's between TK and Moose right now.
I feel like this isn't going to be a boxing match because you're just going to be like, why? And I'm just going to be like, because this. And then I'm going to be like, it's still awful, but I'm still like shocking.
I consider a boxing match after I tell the story, but I want to hear your thoughts, TK, on what your thoughts of episode 2 of ReZero part 2 season 2 were.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready. We're ready.
The funniest thing to me was how Otto, the side character, became more powerful and more interesting than the main character. Like, I stopped caring about Subaru. I was so shocked by the backstory flashback, which they've never done before in the show. And I was like, he would be considered a main character in his own like show because he can talk to animals and he could actually go somewhat toe to toe with Garfield. And I was like shocked. And then I was like, I'm surprised that they held out on this till now. Also, I'm like, could he have heard the white whale? Like that was something that was interesting to me. And then I was like, I wonder. And then the whole thing with Amelia and Subaru. I thought it was so funny how awful they are and that they both talk about how awful each other is and how awful they personally are. And you get to hear Subaru go through his whole thing about how he's selfish and this, but he continues to do it. And she's like, what is wrong with you? And he's like, oh, because I love you. And she's like, what are you saying? And then Subaru's like, why are you so annoying? Even though I'm helping you and you're not denying the help ever. But then you deny the motion or the idea of him helping when in the end she still relies on him. And I was like, this is hilarious. And I was like, they are a match made in heaven because of how awful they both are. It was really funny, but I love it.
All right.
Because I'm like, that's this whole show. And now the big thing was they kiss. I was very upset because it was spoiled for me. Because I would have never thought that they were gonna kiss. I would have thought it would be like the end of the show that Subaru was like, oh, gets a handhold and like he's like, oh my god, and like finally gets her attention. So I was like, I can't believe this is happening the second episode of season 2. I would have literally never expected such a thing to happen. And I was like just blown away. And I was like, oh,
It's okay. I'll just stitch the audio together. My
yeah.
editing skills.
Do you like the "We'll be right back"? Da-da-da-da.
Okay.
We're back.
Yeah. It was just like I don't know. It was such a non thing I didn't care about at all.
I'm so confused though. What do you care about in ReZero?
Get ready.
I don't know when they fight like the witches or the gut killer in the mansion.
Oh,
Stuff like
also-
that I care about. Or like the royal selection.
Well, I guess it's like for me, I'm like, that's all gonna happen. And I'm just like, whatever. I'm assuming they're gonna go shonen pro tag and get through it, right? Eventually. And I'm like, I think all those characters are way more interesting. I was just surprised there was any progression for both of them together. Like I was like, that's not something I would have thought would happen until like all the way at the end. Because like I thought like they're not going to do anything with them. You know, it's just like, oh, we get through this challenge, and then we get through this challenge.
see, I have an issue with the show, and I can. This is more like a general thought that I've had coming forward. We have spent how many episodes in Sanctuary?
Oh
and
my
how
god,
he's
too
trying to
many.
go through these trials, how he's been only in part 2, and it's a constant cycle.
That's why I'm so shocked he kissed her, especially. I'm like, we've been here
That's
for
what.
like I was like, what? I was like, here?
I like couldn't tell if it was parody or what was happening when he was yelling at her.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Oh,
there.
it was like he was
It's
like
let
finally
the
fed up.
emotions out.
Yeah, finally, like after Satella was like, care for yourself. He's like, okay, I'm gonna just say how I feel now, even though he's like projecting what he wants, and she's like, you're literally just saying what you want, and he's like, yes.
Well, I think okay. My personal take on the kiss. It was. I'm not sure if this is accurate to the manga, so if it is, then sue me for saying this. I don't think it belonged there. I don't think it needed to be there. I think it was just pure fan service to tell us that there is something exciting happening in the show. We've
I
been
was very confused.
through the sanctuary and nothing's happened yet. So they decide to add a bit of plot, a bit of something intriguing to keep us going. When I think they should just end the sanctuary and do something different. Like, you know, like
I
it's
agree.
been too long.
This is dragged on
I
for
agree.
way too long.
Like
The
that's why
yeah.
I think I was the most shocked, and that's why I was like, what? Because I was like, like you said, it's been so long that I was like, I would have never thought this would happen, especially here. Like,
Yeah.
how many timelines has he gone through? And
So
like the reason that it kind of went up was like he was like, okay, first of all, I got Puck to just go away. I got you to have bigger insecurities now, and I broke a promise with you. That's like that wasn't that hard to keep.
do you know what's frustrating? The fact that like we sat there and watched it and they had a flashback to Subaru's mom, and I'm like, oh, that must have been a really long time ago. And I
was
realized
like-
it's still part of the season 2, for
I
which we
know, right?
watched like 6 months ago. Like, come on.
Back in August, I was
Back-
like, I also thought the same thing, and I was like, I can't believe that this like
This is the same
quote
season.
quote unquote full circle. We're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. But no, I agree.
They
I
need to
thought-
move on, 100%.
I thought like when the season first started, I thought this was like a 2-episode side thing.
Yeah, like it's a part 1. They finish the trials. They go through the next adventure.
Hey
I thought
guys,
it
give me a
even
sec.
wasn't like
I'm
the
gonna
whole
have to
part
mute.
1.
Oh.
I didn't even think it was like the whole part 1. I thought it'd be like 2 or 3 episodes.
Oh, fair. So you just think like they get the trials done, they meet the witch, and then something happens throughout the encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I took the whole thing, the whole sanctuary, to be one part at most. Like even if they don't succeed all trials, something's gonna happen and they're gonna circumnavigate it, and then they're gonna be free.
Yeah.
Because they're introducing so many components right now that I don't think they're gonna manage it by the end of part 2. Like, we
Yeah.
still have the witch's trial, meeting with Satella, the deal he has or the agreement he has with the what's his name, the wizard.
Yeah.
He still has to go back to the manor to save um
Rem, Petra.
Rem, Petra. Yeah, we
Sorry, I'm
still have
back. Yeah, Petra, all of them.
we still have Rem who's unconscious and being forgotten
As
every
usual.
episode as
That's
usual.
just
Like,
her character, really, at this point.
yeah, but there's so many elements that they've introduced that I don't think they're ever gonna tackle it until they get to like.
She's gonna be in a coma, and then she's gonna wake up and be like, like you know the meme with the doctor. It's like, oh boy, I can't wait to see. And then it's like him holding hands with Amelia.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Like, yeah, it's. I don't
Yeah,
know
you guys should definitely watch ReZero before you watch the other shows. It'll be so much significantly more boring to watch the other way.
Yeah, it was a huge, underwhelming progression that we've experienced.
But were you guys shocked by Otto? I thought that was surprising, and I was like,
I
what?
thought it was cool.
Yeah,
It is a little weird being like so far into the show that we find
I was a little
out.
upset about that. I was like, how can they do that?
But yeah, it was cool.
Okay, here's a question for you two on Otto. Do you think it would have been cooler to have him been the stoic, heroic character without any necessarily powers? Or do you think they needed to include that segment to enforce the fact that he's a stoic, heroic character?
I don't know, because it's like, I feel like they could have not had those powers, and it would have been like normal.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I feel like it was planned. I just think like you said, some of the places where they're putting these things, I'm like, why? Like, are you really like, oh, I need to include this because like the dude realized maybe that it's been a while, so he needs to give something, like throw a bone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a fine dynamic between having backstory to supplement the character's progression and just showing that character's progression through their action. I think they did the
Yeah.
second one right with Otto, meaning through his actions we've learned of his character and his nature, but having the backstory wasn't really important.
I mean, if we're following the progression of the show, like I think we can safely assume and bet the next episode all dialogue.
Oh yeah, it's probably gonna be all dialogue.
And then sudden action.
Well, we're faced right now at the end with Subaru looking at Garfield, so I could lead to action, but I'm not really sure.
But he was like, sorry to keep you waiting. And he was like, I wasn't waiting. And I was like,
He
why
was
do you
bloody
sound kind of friendly?
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm
I can't
curious,
believe
though.
Otto. I remember the comments were really funny because they were like, damn. They're like, our boy Otto and here fighting so Subaru can get some time with the girl he likes.
Damn.
Yeah.
He's getting like potentially killed by Garfield just so he can talk up Amelia.
True. I mean, he's thinking grand scheme here. He's thinking trials, and we're still on trial 2 of 3.
I'm sure Otto would have been like, what the heck?
True. I mean, I'm trying to think. The best, like, I don't know how to consider those scenes where like the couple yell at each other and they make up, but like those scenes, I'd rate this one the least emotional, least impactful like discussion because they said the same thing repetitively with no progression and escalation, nor was there any empowering words. It's like, I mean, it's like, why would you do this? I love you, but I'm useless. You're useless. I love you. Stop. Yes. Stop. Yes. I love you. Like it was the same content. It was
You're
like,
greedy. I'm greedy.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I like not like you remember the witch's tea party when he was like faced with like himself, and then Satella was like, I just want you to like do things for yourself too, and you were like, I felt like that was really impactful. At least I found it to be. Like I was like, shocked because it's like this character we're led to believe is like super evil and has its own things, and then I'm like, damn, this character out here just looking out for him.
Yeah, I agree. That was really well progressed. You know, it changed our minds, it changed our perspective. This had nothing
Yeah,
of substance. It was pure.
I guess my hope with it was they've now laid it all out. So I'm like, will they really make us hear this again if they've already now talked to each other about it? Because it's the first time Subaru and Emilia talk to each other, and that's my hope. Like, it's hope again. I don't know if it'll actually, but like, it's just that I'm like, okay, so we never have to hear this again. That would be wonderful. Like,
I think so. I don't think they're gonna reference this like idea, this back and forth.
we have a
Unless he
flashback
dies.
of this flashback. Oh, I would
Yeah.
scream if he dies. And like, if he dies and we lose this timeline, I'd be like, you need to stop.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
don't
too
think
many. One too many.
yeah, this seems like it's the progressional plot. Or
For,
like,
for some
like the
reason,
actual
ultimately
impactful plot.
becoming that person.
Well, this is my theory, and it's enforced by the fact that I'm convinced that Emilia is Satella.
Yeah.
Is the fact that Satella and Emilia can both live extremely long lives.
Yeah, that's
Like
definitely true.
they can both live very long lives and look the same. I mean, what Emilia is like 500 years old already, or 100 years old, some absurd number.
Yeah.
And like, if there's any etchling of foreshadowing in ReZero, the fact that Satella kissed Subaru in like the midway of part 1, and this kiss, I feel like that's a connection. Like, they both, like, there was 2 kisses, and they happened to be one from Satella and one from Emilia.
And they look the exact same.
And
remember?
they look the exact same. And again, it's like that dynamic of Satella is not out there for her own benefit. She wants to help Subaru. And that's this like kind of progression that Emilia and Subaru have for each other. It's not like they're doing this thing for themselves. They're doing these acts for each other, if that makes sense.
She's the witch of envy. And honestly, Amelia, I feel like, yeah, she's that.
Yeah, I mean, she's been envious of, like, what? She's been doing all this just for herself. Like, she's been in the royal selection for herself. She's envious of others' relationships. Could be
What do
that
you think,
yeah.
Moose? We haven't heard a lot from you in a bit.
I just don't care.
Dude,
Yeah.
but it's your favorite show.
Why? I just want them to leave the sanctuary, do more plot.
Do you remember back when we were watching the first season and in like sophomore year, and we were like, "Whoa, oh boy, next episode."
It was when I was excited and like I had like a sparkle in my eye watching it.
Yeah,
Moose has
Now it's
been
just
through his
dull.
tenure.
I mean, yeah, we both have been like. That's why I was especially upset about the kiss because I was like, really? I was like, since then it's been 5 years, and I'm gonna have Crunchyroll YouTube throw it in my face. I'm like, I'm a little pissed. I was like, give me back my time.
Like,
You know,
At least let me be shocked by
I feel
some
like-
things.
yeah, I feel like there's so many more interesting characters. Like
Dude, fuck Beatrice, am I right?
yeah,
Subaru hasn't even said a word about her.
I can't believe you guys. Just you wait. Beatrice.
No,
is gonna run.
I'm saying like because he hasn't said a word about her.
Oh, I'm still gonna say it. Beatrice is gonna come in like a golden phoenix.
I'm just telling you, man. Echidna
there's so
would
many
have solved.
better-
We would have had one. We would have just had one loop. Don't you think so? Don't you think so, Moose?
Yeah,
We'd just be through it.
yeah.
It would have been the
'Cause
most
he chose
frustrating
Beatrice.
loop. It would have been the most frustrating loop.
I think this is a pretty frustrating loop.
I mean, it's all
Yeah,
frustrating.
The Roswell reveal last, like
That was crazy.
the last core, that was really good.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
It's like when they do stuff like that, it really like catches my attention and I really enjoy it.
Like in the first episode too,
Yeah.
right? When Rosa was like, "Oh, you're talking to me?"
There's so many. I don't know. I just really don't like Garth's character too.
Dude, they need
they-
like he's pretty shallow. Like we've kind of understood him,
Yeah.
like pretty fully.
There's like so many better villains in this show, and like they've just been pushing him on us for like these past.
It's surprising that there's
seasons.
still so much more mystery about Elsa, who can
Elsa?
come back to life or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. The thing about Garth that I'm beginning to think about is that they're trying to do this thing with Garth where like the more episodes you watch, the more you know about his backstory. But it doesn't work for Garth's character because he's literally like two-dimensional. He's either yelling at you, annoyed with you. Like, that's it.
Yeah,
But
we
then
don't
they're like-
care.
Yeah,
We're like,
like-
he's scared. Okay, what else?
Yeah, like for a character that just shows aggression, it's not useful to have this like backstory of he was saved by like is Elsa the
Shima,
elf?
Ryuzu Shima.
Yeah, Ryuzushima. And I'm like, I have no empathy because all he's doing is yelling and like telling people it's bad to do things.
Yeah.
Just because he won't. Like,
Yeah.
who cares? Like, it's just because he's a character that it's like, oh, you can't read his mind. He's confusing. And we're like,
Yeah.
at a certain point, though, you kind of stop caring. It's
Yeah,
just that they've made it, it's like, oh, but what about a confusing character you can't deal with who's also strong? And we're like,
Yeah, no, thank you.
He's like
Not
the
really.
funniest thing was, sorry, this really quick. I thought the funniest thing was in the flashback, like Otto's flashback, how he just ran into Beetlejuice, and I was like, oh my god.
yeah.
I was like, he just wait. It just cut to him waiting to die, and I was like, what the heck? I was like, that's so sad.
So random though.
It was so. What were you gonna say, Miss?
I was gonna say like his like character is just being like the loudest in the room, and yeah.
I
If I'm
hate it.
loud, I'm more right. The louder I am, the more right I am. Is what it
Yeah,
is.
that's been like such a huge part.
They also put too much emphasis on the clones now. I think there was a point to them, but then being like, oh yeah, there's like slight politics, but it's really only one of them that's dissenting. But also, they don't really dissent. I'm like, can you please just stop?
Do you think that they're introducing a lot of characters and relationships that's making everyone kind of two-dimensional? Like I'm looking at Ran, and
That's
she's
a funny
like,
thing. It's hard to do that, but they've
Yeah.
kind of done that.
yeah. Like it's just like every character has their own moment, but it's not impactful because it's like they get like 20 minutes and then, or not even 10,
Yeah.
like they get 5 minutes and that's it, like recycled to a new scene.
It's like everyone has a motive, right? And I think
Yeah.
it's very nice when it influences a scene in ways that, like, oh, that's unfortunate for other characters. But it doesn't make sense when you give every character full screen time to act out their motive, because that's just, like how, like, everyone's standing there giving each other time. Like,
Yeah, exactly. All right.
it's like metagaming in D&D, like it's like you can spend time focusing on one part and whether you can do something, but in the end it's not going to matter. It's like it's going to matter more just doing it.
Yeah, it's like one small impact, which is going to be forgotten, like in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, and it's like fine in some things, like Hunter x Hunter, they do it well.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Dude, Ra 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 has a great progression. in
All
this.
facts. That is the perfect show.
They have a
definitely.
great, but this is like done poorly. It's the polar opposite.
Yeah, because they explain in Durara also each character and why and like everything.
Yeah,
But like that doesn't mean that you get to see them do everything they want.
yeah. It's like they're in the shadows. They're
At least,
cameo.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
we don't-
at least with Subaru, because of his power, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But then why everyone else?
Yeah. They don't need to have everyone else. Any last remarks by you, TK and Moose? I feel like we've thoroughly discussed ReZero,
Yeah.
our flagship anime.
I think I'm good.
You're just done with it. You're like, let's go. Let's move on.
Let's move
He doesn't
on.
like that we're slandering his favorite show.
I know, right?
Please.
Please don't.
Um, next, you guys want to talk about AOT?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
oh my
yeah.
god.
Please.
Watched.
We
I
have to
forget
talk
what.
about like 3 episodes, right? Or like 2.
Is it
Yeah,
just
I
2
forget
or 3?
what episode number it is, but I remember the episode title is the Warhammer Titan.
So we're up to there. We're gonna be talking from episode 1 till then, or episode 3, I think.
We're basically
Oh,
talking.
the festival happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was the episode we didn't talk about where they were, or the episode we finished on that they were all going to a fair.
I think it's fair to assume that we're just going to talk until like we're going to talk about moments throughout the series, including up to the Warhammer.
Yeah, I'm
episode.
just. All right. You guys go ahead.
I'm just going to say one remark. When the recon squad or the survey corps emerged, I think I stood up with my mouth open wide for a solid 2 minutes.
Moose told me that. Moose was saying how Mikasa showed up, and you were like, me and Judy, like, well, at least Judy audibly screamed, and I was like, I had my mouth open when Levi showed up. I was so happy.
Oh yeah, when the Jaw
it was
Titan
hype.
was like, "It's the Ackerman." I'm like, "No, freaking way!"
I was so happy. I was so satiated that I was like, I can wait a week for the next episode. I was like, that has me very happy.
That was so insane. I didn't believe that would get so that scene would be so soon. If that makes sense. Like we saw the trailer and like the Warhammer Titan came in. I was like, this is definitely like ending episodes, not like beginning. So I was very satisfied
season
with
2, it's gonna have a part 1 and 2. I'm pretty sure 16 episodes for this for the final season, quote unquote. But like, come on, they've covered so much in the manga. It's like it's probably gonna be 2 parts.
that. Yeah.
They debated with the title.
True. But
But,
you know, it's like the Harry
yeah.
Potter series. It's like Deathly Hallows Part 1, Deathly Hallows Part 2, you know. They always do it.
What do you
But they
think
told
of?
us, yeah. Anyway,
What do you think of when Falco brought Reiner to Eren?
I felt bad. I just felt so bad because I was like, man, he doesn't know.
Reiner severe PTSD.
He was like, but Falco read the situation immediately, and I was like, that's even more sad.
I love the progression. He's like, "Oh, you're friends, but what year were you friends?" And I'm like, "Got him."
That was crazy. I was like, oh my god, he's figuring it out, and I was like, this is so sad.
True.
And then Eren's like, yeah, and he's like, wait, who are those letters I mailed to? And then he was like, my friends, and then he was like, oh no. It's like so sad.
I mean, it's.
I think Falco's gonna get the armor titan here.
Oh, good point. This is probably right.
That's my prediction. Like,
but he has to get the shot though, right?
He has to get the shot.
But I mean,
that would be imagine if he's like a prodigy and he just. I mean, it would be a little gross that he just starts eating Reiner, but.
Yeah, I think like.
True.
Because you guys also think that he's going to be the one who gets it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering how his looks.
It's probably going to be the same, to be honest. Like, they both look very alike, Reiner and Falco.
I mean, yeah. But, like, Ymir's was different from Galliard's, which is the only reason I'm kind of hoping, there's a slight change in the appearance.
Oh, I bet you there is. But, like...
Yeah.
Do you think Galliard... Wait, Galliard is Falco's brother, right? No, sorry. It's the captain who's Falco's brother.
Yeah, Marcel's brother.
Marcel.
Galliard, Marcel, who died. Yeah.
True.
Sorry, the guy who was with Gabby and saved her is Falco's older brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next in line for the beast.
Yeah. Zofia is just dead. I was like, oh.
This is the most wild.
Also dead. That was wild. That's
alleged dead. Alleged.
Who, the boy?
Yeah.
I feel like he's dead, but yeah, hopefully alleged.
Gabby's got severe PTSD now.
She's new Eren.
She is literally new Eren.
It's so funny because this is exact parallel of what happened to them. And one thing I was thinking that was really funny, right, is like the Marley were like, ooh, we're just gonna send in some like 12-year-olds or however old they were as Titans, and they're just gonna get the founding Titan. Like, sure, they had a leader who was like supposed to be big brain, like Armin, like Marcel, and they didn't expect him to die, right? And everything.
Yeah.
It was a perilous journey and everything, but I was like, if they had just sent them to scout, and even though it's like super dangerous, right? Like we don't know if they would have lived coming back because it was so hard for them to get there. They could have like Reiner, Bertold, and Annie could have went there, scouted. Like if they if the Marley military had a better plan, I think left to what they had and what they were doing, it made sense what they did because they could have gone the information because none of them have ever went to paradise, right? Like the Marley, so they had no clue. Could have figured stuff out, some stuff at least, went back and then told them, and then they would have accounted like they would have been prepared, and they probably could have won that way. Because that's what these guys did. Like these guys like invaded, they got info, and then they were like struck.
I mean, you bring up a good point, but I think the thing that distinguishes is again that age and like each individual's mentality. Like we knew
True.
that Bertold and Annie were like, okay, we lost the Jaw Titan, maybe we should head back. But then what did Reiner do? He assumed the role of the captain because he's like, I let you guys down and I got the Jaw Titan attacked. Like,
yeah, I just thought
us.
the Marley military, like the heads, should have decided that.
But they
like,
were
they could
all
have went
afraid
in
of
with
their
more
lives.
strategy.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, true. But they were like, all three of them were afraid of their lives being taken away.
Oh yeah, I think what they did makes sense, 100%. Because also like they barely survived getting there.
True.
Like Zeke and Peek and them helped them come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the big theme of AOT now is who's the demon. And I feel like that's what they brought up in the Warhammer episode. And it's like,
Love
really,
the
who's the
Warhammer.
bad guy? Like, we know that, like, the motives were caused by Marley to attack Paradise Island, but now we're looking at the reverse, and it's like, whose actions are justified? Can we justify both, like, island and city's actions? Or is it they're both wrong, they're both right,
Eren killed some kids.
Eren killed some kids.
In innocence.
He triggered
Mikasa
another
was
Eren.
like, yo. So like they're saying that at least Judy was saying it's like, so he was like, oh, I think Eren just wrote, like was just like, I'm gonna come here and just do it. Like push for this to happen. Cause I mean it seemed like they were prepared and they had like a plan. But like, Mikasa was like, yo, what you did can't be undone, right? So I don't know if maybe this is how they were originally gonna execute the plan.
Maybe there's like it was one of the options that
Yeah.
it was probably like Armin probably gave like a couple options, and that's why he was also involved in it too, if you remember.
That would make sense. Because I was like, Armin clearly knew what he was doing, right? Like,
do you think that was Armin as the fake?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He looked super tall. He looked super freaking tall.
Oh yeah. He's grown up, dude.
Yeah, fully grown. Like Connie.
Right.
Dude, Connie's
Sasha?
looking nice. I love Peak. I have to say.
I was gonna bring up something. And it's a comment that Mikasa said to Eren. She's like, you should come home, or like come home, Eren.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like there's a disconnect between the Survey Corps and Eren. Like I feel like they're not working together. I
was a little upset. He pointed it out. I was like, no. I was like, Eren's still the same in that regard. Like it makes sense, but I was like, of course he is. But as long as he's aware of what he's doing, and he's like, yeah, I understand, like the choices I'm making. Okay, right. I don't mind. He's 100%. I all I can really hope for is at the end of the show he gets killed and it's by Mikasa. That would make me happy.
You want Eren to die?
Oh, absolutely. I want him to die.
I think he is gonna die, one way or another.
He's gonna like be like, all right, we're killing everyone. Like at some point, he's gonna be like, everyone's dead.
But like, I don't know. There's no way
did
that he
like
can
they had
escape.
it coming though. The Marley, like in terms of the people who are like, I thought it was so interesting how the the Tiber, I forget his first name, in the wagon ride, like in this beginning of episode 2. Was it episode 2? Sorry, episode like 5 or whatever. The was like, oh yeah, they're evil. Don't you agree with me, Margaret? I think he was trying to convince himself as well, but he was like, no, don't sympathize. He was like, it's too late. We've made our choices, and it's like, all right, I think there's going to be an attack. They're like, there's definitely going to be an attack. I'm like, okay, let's just minimize damage by putting the Eldians where the damage would be. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, true.
That's messed up.
I'm trying to think. What do you think Eren's? This is a different side question. But what do you think Eren's true objective is? Because I know he talked to Reiner about working, like they're both after the same goal. But what do you think that like translates to Eren?
I mean, Eren just wants to eliminate any enemy, so no one's trying to.
I think he was planning like the Warhammer is there. Take out the Warhammer.
Oh, that's what you're. Oh. I thought you meant the whole scheme. Yeah. No, I don't know. What did you mean, Mo?
So like, I have a hypothesis.
Are you talking about this battle potentially, or like the start of this war? Or are you saying like the move that he made, or are you saying the whole goal of what Eren wants to do?
I think I'm like asking his whole goal. Like he's
Yeah.
invading, and it's not to get revenge anymore. Like he stated that clearly. He's not after revenge. He's not after like.
It's like survival. He's like, you're all gonna kill me. It's like, I just have to kill you first then. Like he in the end of season 3 when he reaches out, he's like, so we just have to kill everyone on the other side of this ocean for us to be free. That's my take on it, at least.
Do you want to hear my personal theory and like the potential Eren's progression?
Yes.
I think what Eren's gonna do and his objective is to capture all 10 Titan powers. Well, never mind, that never works. I was thinking he was gonna try to end it, like end all Titans.
Mm-hmm.
So that like the world is truly free from those powers. But then I thought about it, and unless they find some loophole with the ordinance and like ending the cycle for which the Titan powers are passed on.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think but I think he's definitely going to do some stupid thing where he's going to be like, you know what? Humanity is the problem. Like, he's like, I can do that, but first, I should get rid of people.
Oh, like he's going to do the evil villain of, I'm going to destroy the world and recreate it in my vision.
Not even recreate. He's just going to be like, we're all part of the problem. And do some stupid, like, thing. But do also what you said.
I feel like, what I envision's going to happen is that he's gonna like literally eat every Titan, including Armin, and he's gonna like freeze himself like Annie did. So that power.
He eats Armin, I riot.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think he would eat Armin.
I think he might. He looks like
He I don't think he has morals anymore. He does what he wants. He's always been kind of greedy, and I think now he's just gonna get like slightly more because he's gonna be like, no, this is the move for everyone. This is the best for everyone.
Yeah. I mean, thinking about it, like, what I suppose a lot of the Eldians, they feel discriminated because they have the potential to become a Titan, and they're a force to be reckoned with. So what Marley did is they took advantage of that and enslaved them because they don't want those powers going forward. So by eliminating those powers, Eren could then establish that like world peace in the most evil way possible.
I mean, it's just his mentality. I think he's written to be this way. That's why I think he's gonna like do all that.
Do you think they've retaken all of Paradise Island?
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking
it's
that too.
Titan, like a hostile Titan free.
Maybe.
Oh, I definitely think so. If they had the capabilities to take over like something to get to Marley, they definitely.
That's true. That's a good point.
I'm not sure. Like he also has the coordinates, so I bet you he's like riling like
many
Titans to like defend the city.
Oh, but he can't use it though without royal blood.
But how do you do it? How do you engage the ordinance before?
He did it with because he touched Dina Fritz.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
but
why it worked.
he has Historia.
Yeah, I don't know why they were saying it does. I don't know. Remember? But yeah, for some reason they were talking about like it doesn't work. I didn't understand it because like yeah, that should work, like you said. But that's the scary thing with Zeke, right? Because Zeke kind of can because he is royal blood. So
And that
he
could
definitely
explain
wants
how
to be
he
Eren.
activated. That's how
How does
he
Zeke have
engaged the
royal blood?
Titans.
Oh, his mom?
Yeah, it's Fritz.
He's son of Dina Fritz.
Oh. I
Yeah.
forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So he just like it's interesting that like the female Titan can call Titans onto them, like because then I'm like that's technically part of it then. But I don't get how that like.
See, I feel like everyone has their gimmick, right? I still don't know what Eren's Attack Titan's gimmick is, except for the fact that he's like well-rounded.
There's something with that. Why? I mean, maybe it's just his own memory because it's skewed. Does he gets the memories of the past at least? Like at least he gets the memories of the past. It was a little weird with the whole "you have to save Mikasa," Armin, and then he's like, "Whose memories are these?" Because I'm like, that's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I want to speculate that like do you think AOT is going to do the super hyper philosophical aspect where time is not a string but just a collection of past, present and future?
Yeah,
and
I could totally see it doing that.
So that's why like I think it was Falco who's like, why do I see people in the air with gears? And I'm like, yeah, okay.
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, it's from
Oh
episode one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about.
Like it's weird how they're connecting memories with one another. And I still find it weird how Eren is somehow like no royal blood, yet he still possesses the capabilities to become a founding.
Wait. Do you think, you know how the founding Titan can implant memories into people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That he was already targeting Falco?
Oh.
Mm.
And that's why he's getting him to like do his bidding.
Yeah.
Well,
And like
I
draw
think
him
he convinced Falco, but I think maybe like the other thing you were saying is true.
Yeah.
Because Falco was like, "Wait, what?"
Dang.
That could be
That'd be
wild.
interesting.
Do you think Eren's that big brain?
Yeah, that's the only.
He seems pretty big brain right now. He found the
He's big brain for his motive for sure. Like he's like, "This is what I need to do what I want." He's like that, and it's been working out exactly how he wants so far.
Yeah, that's true.
He was like, "Oh, this is when Mikasa should strike." I was like, "What?"
How did he know? He's like, I wrote you letters. I didn't expect you. And I'm like, okay.
Dude, Warhammer Titan, I love it so much. I was telling Moose, it's basically Minecraft creative mode. Fantastic.
I love he killed your Ethernet cable.
He called like made a crossbow and like two sides. However, there has to be a drawback, right? Like, okay, there's the cocoon. It still doesn't seem like too crazy of a drawback.
I mean, the drawback is that you're tethered. So like anytime someone severs it, it's
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. They severed it and then it just
it's done.
That's pretty sick.
It's cool like it's a really cool Titan power. But I don't think it's useful anywhere except for like a city. Like you can't go out in the fields.
Hey, you can do a crossbow.
True. Never mind. Yeah, it's pretty well rounded.
Can make the Glock.
A
the
Glock?
Jaw Titan getting wrecked.
What?
The Jaw Titan getting wrecked.
Oh, I love that. I love when he's
super cool, but that was crazy.
The devils of Paradise Island, they're all out there.
His mind couldn't handle it at all.
I mean, I don't know. I was like, you know that you sent them to live with them, like just like their daily life. Yeah, no, duh, they're gonna. Well, not him, but like it's like obviously they're not scared of Titans. It's like it's their life.
True. I mean, like, I don't think Reiner vocalized at all their power.
It doesn't seem like it.
Because they're like, what? They could do this? They can fight? I'm like, Reiner saw firsthand the atrocities they experienced. Like, you should know.
Did you notice they're using the is it ODM gear, right? And they're
Yeah,
using they're using the inner city ones too.
I mean, they've integrated their tech. Now they're using Jack the Ripper's ODM gear.
It's like all like
Kenny, right?
Yeah, Kenny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not Jack the Ripper, is it? That's his nickname.
No, I think it's Kenny the Ripper.
Kenny the Ripper. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, no, it is like something the Ripper, but I realized that Jack wasn't his name. But
yeah. I mean, they're hyper. Yeah.
Dude, the Thunder Spears. She had like 5 of them.
And she still has like maneuverable. Like, that's wild.
Yeah, they made them smaller. And dude, when's Hanji coming? I bet Hanji's probably not there actually.
Who we're not seeing? We've seen everyone.
Historia.
I mean, Historia's back in Paradise Island, but like I'm like thinking,
yeah,
we've seen all the Survey Corps, right?
I can't believe I was about to say Erwin and I actually forgot for a sec. I was like, oh.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Armin. True Armin.
Yeah, no, we haven't really seen Armin. Like we've seen him, but like not really. Connie was very nice to see.
Sasha as well.
It's just Hanji and Historia, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something I can think of. Annie's just chilling in the main island. I wonder if Annie's gonna come back now. Like, you know?
Yeah, she's got the female Titan.
That'd be really funny if they the author forgot. And it's just like, nope, she's just like that forever. There's no way though.
It was a very jam-packed episode. The preview, the next one's looks like it's gonna be Titan on Titan.
I'm excited.
Peak rolling out.
Peak is sick.
Wow, this is ridiculous. Okay. So I'm just curious, like as we were talking, I was looking up theories about who this tall guard is with Pete, like, and there's 2 speculations, which I think is hilarious. One speculation is that it's Armin, okay? The second, they thought it was Annie. And I'm like, what?
No.
If it was, that would blow my mind, but no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why would she?
Annie's got like a feminine voice. It wouldn't change that drastically.
Sure.
Yeah, she was also like in cryo basically with the crystal, so like I doubt she aged.
Yeah, never mind.
That would be wild, but like I don't see why she would change sides.
Yeah, I don't think it's Annie. I just think those conspiracy theories are hilarious.
That's pretty funny.
I really want to see what happened to Reiner and Falco. Hopefully we see next episode.
Yeah. And not the end of it. I was really upset with some of the previews because remember before they kept showing the preview of Falco bringing Reiner to talk to Eren, and it only happened at the end of the second episode that the preview was for.
Wait, I don't understand.
So back in December, I think it was episode 2, maybe 3 actually. There was a preview which showed Reiner going down the stairs and running into Eren.
Oh, okay.
And then there was a whole episode where he only did that at the end of the episode. And then the next whole episode was finally the conversation. So we have to have 2 previews for the same thing.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And what made me upset was I was like, I wish they didn't have the preview showing it in the first place. Because then I'm like, at least when we saw him at the end, it would be crazier.
Yeah, I see. I mean,
Because everyone went in with the anticipation that like this is what's going to happen, and we're going to finally see their interaction. So it's like all the excitement from that was still there, but a good amount was lost.
do you know what I kind of regret doing? I kind of regret watching the trailer.
Yeah.
For that one scene we saw Eren. Remember, like the one where he's putting on the jacket?
Yeah, I thought that would just be like that would be them getting ready to attack, right? But
yeah, I mean that has so much more. Like that brings more questions to the story than anything.
True.
Ugh. But
Yeah.
what a wild that like this show has turned from like I want to say like most shonen of shonen shows to something I'm actually like really digging, like the plot, progression, the symbolic nature of like good and evil kind of turned into one anime. It's like impressive how they turned it around.
Yeah, I think it's a good story. I guess my issue was used to be just like some of the fans are too much, but
Yeah,
they've been pretty good this season. So
true.
Yeah, the quality has not dropped. I'll say that.
quality is not dropped.
Quality's improved, hasn't it? I think every season has improved.
Season 3, for me, honestly, season 2 was like just continuation of S1, but season 3 like blew me away.
Yeah. Season 3 got more morbid and more like that's when I saw the real like shift. It's not like good or bad. It's like decisions that you have to make. And that was like one example is like Erwin or versus Armin. Like it's real decisions, both hold massive consequences. And there's
Yeah,
no good or bad choice. It's like what do you think is the right choice?
I'm excited. I'd say the only thing I'm not excited for is finding out how long it'll take for us to get part 2 of the show, because this show is known for its awful release dates, and
What
they
was
will
the
like
time between 3 and this?
it wasn't that bad. This was like that's why it was surprising. I think this was like a year and a half, maybe 2.
There's no way.
It was airing in
Oh.
it was airing in 2019. I know that.
Yeah, so like
it's
year and a
like
half.
I think there should be no way that this show doesn't end in 2021.
It might not, because like I mean I just don't see that was the thing that kind of ruined the steam for the show, because again we have to wait like 5 years for or like some ridiculous like 4 years. I don't know how long it was.
it
From
was
like
the gap between 1 and 2, right? That was a killer.
yeah, and that was like it killed so much steam.
But that's what I'm thinking. They have the biggest momentum right now. This is literally the final season where everyone's looking at it. Like they can't just kill off and like be like, "Oh, sorry."
No,
Like
they actually can't.
I
They will make so many people angry more than before.
I don't think they were anticipating the season 1 hype.
Yeah.
So the 1 to 2, because I think like the studio before is kind of small, so like
They were absolved, right?
that
Or they were acquired. Yeah.
yeah. After that, but I think since 2 they've been like pretty steady though, right?
Yeah, they have been. I think the issue was that I mean the main thing is that they made a show in between season 1 and 2, the Cabaneri of Iron Fortress, which was just literally the same show.
Well, aren't they
It was a
juggling
worse
jujitsu
show
right now?
What?
Are they juggling jujitsu? And
They are juggling jujitsu, which is why I'm like I don't know. They're doing a lot. Mappa is doing a lot. They haven't put a release date for the next season.
Sure.
Like there's if this cat finishes everything in 16 episodes, I would be like surprised. Feels like there's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there will be something extra at the end or something needs to be longer.
Can you imagine they end it with a movie? That would be nuts.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'm only saying because Demon Slayer is doing. I think it's such a crazy smart idea that they are like taking an arc and making it into a movie. Because I think it's the perfect arc to do it.
I think I'd be super disappointed if it was a movie.
I mean, I'm just imagining they did it really well. But yeah, like
Movie.
what I'm thinking, Mo, is like if they did the end of the season to set up, and then the movie was the final battle,
Yeah.
like just like that, like not like a whole season's worth of stuff in a movie.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Imagine like if Haikyuu, every match was a movie.
yeah, no.
But I
I
see.
mean, that would be better. Sorry, yeah, actually, that'd be better.
I like kind of. I kind of
I
agree
kind of
with
wish
you.
it was.
But AOT, like I don't know. Like if it was a movie, I feel like they'd try to steamroll a lot.
It's true.
I don't
I'm
know.
just
Like, I
worried
don't know
about
how
the
movies
release
work.
date.
Yeah,
I'm just worried about the release date. That's really it, honestly.
I want it to end in 2021. I want to finish
Oh
21
yeah.
knowing exactly what happens without reading the manga.
I'm imagining 2022, the beginning of 2022 is when it ends. I'm just gonna be like 2022 is when it'll finish. I'm just gonna go in with that.
Imagine us still talking about Sanctuary come to 2022.
Oh no.
I will actually drop the show.
Yeah, we will rebrand as Remud.
We will be rebranding.
Damn, is there anything else we want to talk about AOT?
Oh, AOT. I think that's most of it, right?
Where's Historia? That's all I got.
And the castle. Hmm.
You want to talk a little bit about slime?
Slime was sick.
Slime. I want to think, is there any discussion points? Oh,
It's just a great episode, honestly.
yeah. I mean, the funny anecdote is that we introduced Slime to Lil, and she was just interested by the positioning of Rimura throughout the episode, and that kind of made me more aware of it. Like I took it for just like, oh yeah, and then she's like, "Is it natural?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I mean, I always noticed it, but like you told me that she watched it, I was like, I wonder what she thought of this.
Yeah, it's
That was
like
the first thing.
you forget the service that's included in that show. But yeah, it was a great episode. Nothing wrong, nothing right.
What do you mean? There's plenty right. Nothing wrong though.
Nothing wrong. I'm glad they had a fight at the end. I wasn't expecting the humans to be as strong.
Yeah, they were pretty. It was good.
Well, they're trained by.
I wanted Reamer to get just teach him a lesson.
No way.
He's gonna
too strong.
Oh yeah, I just want to see that overpowered like. That
yeah. I mean, I'm hoping. Was her name Shion? Is her name Shion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping she just wipes her. Like I feel like they're not on even footing.
True. The human and the other dude are pretty equal. It looks like.
Yeah, but like know, like what's it? The red hair dude who went for the delegations. Like he's like, I'm assuming. Yeah, and the ninja guy is too. So I expect Shion to be of the same caliber since she's also like a warrior like them. When is pink hair girl coming back?
Oh, the one of the demon lords.
The one who's stronger than Rimuru.
I'm shocked by that.
Okay,
I'm not really shocked. I think what's funny is that every time we notice someone stronger than Rimura, he just eats them, and it's like, oh, problem solved.
He became best friends with her. It's the funniest thing.
Right.
But now,
literally, talk no jutsu always wins.
Talk no jutsu.
His country is like under her now, though, which makes things complicated.
Well, under her defense, I think she does not want to run it.
Oh yeah, but like it's linked to her.
Oh yeah, like the human guy. Like he was like, oh, I think these guys are probably mad.
Yeah, like that's why they had the delegation, right? to the other demon lord.
Yeah.
He got
He
recognized.
wants to find out if it'll work out.
Yeah.
True. It's gonna be a good season.
Oh yeah.
I don't really have too much to say about this, but I do have some. If you guys are watching some of the other things that have started this season,
Yeah. What are you guys watching? I don't think we can talk about them because we're not all watching. Like,
just mention it and then your thought.
Yeah.
Like, whether you like or dislike.
So there's this show called Mushoku Tensei. It's an isekai. It's what is it? It's like a jobless bum can make it or something. It's basically like this like dude who's like seemingly an incel or something dies and he's reborn as a kid. And it's
jobless
interesting because it's
reincarnation.
like, yeah, he's reincarnated in a new world. They take it step by step with his progression, like Dr. Stone a little. He's very introspective because he's aware of how he is and he thinks like a 34-year-old. So it's like there's definitely a lot of adult elements to it when he's thinking. Like there's very lewd stuff he talks about.
Have you ever watched the Grandfather's Apprentice?
It's not like that though.
It's the same premise.
It's the same, but like he's like, it's like there's a seinen. Seinen.
Yeah, that show was awesome though.
Yeah, this isn't as like happy-go-lucky, I'd say.
Yeah, nothing went wrong in that. He was just like super smart, and then he went to school and he was like the smartest kid, and that's about it.
And he was like pretty happy, right?
Yeah, nothing went wrong.
Yeah, this is like, okay, nothing's gone like, let's say, wrong so far, but it's like there's insecurity. It talks about his past life. It's like they talked about some messed up stuff. He's relatively perverted, like his mind. Like he doesn't like, let's say, that's like there's not explicit. Now there's like fan service, but it's like actually pretty lewd, surprisingly. So I don't know how to explain it. It's just surprisingly like
Oh wait.
adult themed.
Oh wait. Is there a scene where he's like a baby?
Yes.
Oh fuck. Oh, so beat me out. I on Instagram, I follow these anime pages and they've been showing me these memes, and I think it's the show.
What happened? Was it like?
I just see an upward angle of a woman.
Yeah.
Is that it? Is that
what did he say? What does it say?
I literally have like, I'll show. It's literally on my page now. I kid you not.
What does it say?
Let's find it. If I scroll. Hey, who's this guy? Whoa. Oh, what the hell?
Buddy, and he's like interested, but like he's a kid, and he's like, nope, I'm not at all. He's like, I think because she's my mom. She's like, I'm not at all like interested, whatever. And he was like, he's like studying, and then he hears them, and he's like, oh my god. He's like, why do they like that? Like he's like, well, hopefully I get a brother or sister, not a brother. And it's like okay, it's not the show though. It's like him learn. I don't know how to describe it, but it's not bad. I'd say. I'm like surprised.
It's just very like I can't.
There's adult themes. There's like clear adult themes.
Yeah.
That they don't shy away from when they do it.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I think out of us three, how many of us are watching Promise Neverland?
Oh yeah.
You
started, right?
I haven't now.
Okay.
No, you haven't started. All right.
I should.
Very good.
That's very good. Props to them.
Are
we talking
about? Oh, sorry.
No, go for it. Sorry.
Season 2 of World Trigger.
Oh, I was wondering, did you start that?
Oh yeah, I watched episode 1 today actually, and like the animation quality is really good for some reason. I don't know why.
I saw a clip of it. Yeah, the animation definitely went up. I remember how it used to look.
I
I
think
mean,
it's
it's
like,
been a while, but
you
yeah.
know how like One Piece is good animation now?
Yeah.
It's like the same studios that does One Piece, and this one's also like really good.
It's toy animation?
Yeah.
You know Universal is producing an anime this season?
Universal.
Like when you watch a movie and it goes da 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 da.
Yeah, like
What are they
Universal
making?
Studios.
Yeah. So like it's a show I started. It's really funny actually. It's called Suppose a Kid from the Last Dungeon Boonies moved to a starter town. It's
Oh,
like
I
a
think
fantasy world.
I saw it on Crunchyroll.
I could see it there because I was trying to keep finding like this and the other show. I was trying to find out when the new episode was coming out, but it wasn't showing up. It's really funny though because basically the premise is main character from the like the title said, but he's like I'm the weakest in my village, and he wants to try and be an adventurer. So he's going to the starting, and he's like, but I'm the weakest in the town. But he's like super strong. It's just because the town's like legendary people. And so it's just this huge comedy.
Oh, I get it. From the last dungeons is boonies moved to okay, yeah.
He has better charisma than Belcrano.
Wow. The fool.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on Funimation, not Crunchyroll.
Yeah, it's Funimation. That's why it's licensed by. I'm just reading it now. But yeah.
I don't think I'm watching anything else as of new seasons, new shows.
Am I watching anything else? Oh, Stone Wars.
I haven't started it.
You haven't started it? Okay. Oh, dude, it's
But
the
doesn't
Stone
Mo
Wars.
anyway have to catch up?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a long way to go for that.
Did you start the show?
No, I started Haikyuu, so that's like on the binge.
It's hard, man. I like couldn't doing week by week with that, and then watching the same like match it got hard.
That's why I'm binging it. I'm still on season. I'm on the last episode of season. It's part 1 of To the Top.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm just gonna watch part 2.
So part two has that part two ended yet? Because that's where I'm on, and I like 3 episodes in, I kind of got lost, and I was
Let's
like,
see. To the Top part 2.
I get it, and I think your brother was saying how like from now on the seasons are going to be like this match by match, and I'm like, it's kind of rough.
Oh yeah, it's finished, so you can binge away.
It's going to be a while because it was just a little hard for me to get through, and there's so many shows that are out now that are good.
No, I agree. That's why I took Haikyuu on a break, and plus, it's a heavy show to just get into because of all that pressure you see from every match.
Yeah, you're right. I binged it, and then it became hard watching it weekly for this new season. I liked
Yeah.
the first half of season 4 though. I loved it so much.
Oh yeah, I really enjoyed the progression and the lead up and like the whole the split of each character. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, just gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't really have anything else. I'd say those are the other two I was watching, and I need to start watching Dr. Stone. What'd you say?
I was just double checking, making sure. But yeah, I think that's it.
Cool.
Can't wait
Well.
for ReZero next week, am I right? Oh, this week, am I right?
This week. Yeah, can't wait. Woo.
So excited. Will they leave the sanctuary?
Not at all.
I don't know.
No. Probably end of the season. Please, no.
The pain.
Well, thank you to all of our fans for sticking by us. We hope
Thank
to
you.
see you again soon.
Yes, please.
Please
Bye
do
bye.
stick around.